What is up? What is up, y'all? My bad for the screen looking like this. This is simply because I don't know what the hell is going on with my other camera. For some reason, every time I come here on live, it just looks crazy. I just simply don't know. I'm probably gonna have to change up this camera now because since I'm gonna probably be using this one until I figure it out. Until I figure out what's going on with that other camera, I can't really do nothing about it because every time I go on that camera, it glitches. So it's making me consider that it could possibly be because it's on my phone. Maybe I just have a lot of storage, so it's glitching every time I'm on it. Or it could be because when I go live, I do run. Damn, I can't figure out which side is which. Damn. But when I go live, I do run multiple streams of not multiple streams, but I use, a different website to stream as well. Hey, what is up? What is up? What is up? I gotta go and open chat on this phone. I see you pop up on the screen. You say I'm your biggest fan. Hey, that's what's up. I hope so. I really hope so. No, I'm just playing. That's good. Oh, I didn't even notice y'all were texting up in here for a minute. It says, yo, Marzi, my favorite YouTuber. I'm currently sick and have a cold. Oh, damn, bro. That's terrible. I hate being sick, and it's that time too. I don't know why the camera lighting is just so off, but so far we got to deal with this. Since you're one of us now, a JS developer. Oh, thanks, man. Thank you so much. So you're so dang proud of my Marzi. I mean, what the hell? Sorry, that came out weird. You're proud of me, and always love the streams. Keep it up. Hey, thank you so much, man. And what's up, ZM? How are you, my guy? But yeah, so I gotta use this screen because my other phone is acting up, which is super corny. I hate that. But I'm just gonna have to figure out what the hell is going on there. But today, we currently, hold on, let me switch to a different account here. Oh, wait, actually, no, not this one. One second. I can't believe that we ended up getting to the subscribers that we got to. I think we're at 127 now. That is insane. Since I'm just wondering where y'all are from. I am from the USA. I'm not sure about Ryan. I have no clue. Ryan might be from the USA. Okay, he is. Yeah, I was gonna say. Had a feeling. Oh, I forgot. I gotta switch to my live screen. But here's my live screen. Give me 1 second because we're on day 16. Gotta make sure that's edited. And then we're still studying the fundamentals. I do have to find some way to fit a mini goal on here. But we have to finish a little bit of what we were getting into for the GPU, which I believe we finished doing a lot of stuff when it came to the VRAM. Yeah, when it came to the VRAM, so now we're going with the clock speed, but I didn't know that there was two different clock speeds. So there's a GPU memory clock speed, and then there is a GPU core clock speed. You say you're from Algeria. Nice to meet y'all. Hey, nice to meet you too, my guy. Nice to meet you too. That's crazy, Algeria. Insane. I love it when there's like people from all over the world here. That is super dope. So now I'm doing GPU memory clock speed. And I guess we're also doing the clock speed versus the core clock speed, which I don't know exactly what to be looking for at all. So this is going to be hopefully a perfect website that explains that. And yeah, let's try to get into it. So, damn, I could literally make this website if I wanted to. That's crazy to know that I could do this. And it's because it's very simple. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I could probably just make websites like this that like teach people things and it's not nothing too crazy. And I don't know how it works when you make websites if you get paid for like people visiting your site, but that's not bad. That literally isn't bad. So speaking about computers, I got a new PC and I spent over $1,300 because my old PC is 10 years old and I got rid of it. And I got a Ryzen 9. Oh yeah, that is good. I mean, a Ryzen 7. Yeah, that's good, bro. That is good. I think the 7 is like, I don't think do they have a Ryzen 8? I don't think so. If they do, then I'm tripping. So if you have heard your friend bragging about the clock speed of their new graphics card right before you sit for a gaming duel, today is the day you'll know the real meaning. Yeah, trust me, none of my friends ever talked about this. Ever. So GPU core clock versus the memory clock. So the GPU core clock speed is the thinking speed of the graphics card, while the memory clock speed is how fast a card can access its memory or the integrated video RAM. Memory as in like RAM, yeah, so is this RAM and this is VRAM? So is it coming from like both of them? Or is it just memory separately? Like, I don't know. But let's go write that down first because this seems very important. So the GPU clock speed. Yo, so I was just looking into like different things. because I want to make sure that, with networking engineering, not that I would say won't work, because no matter what, it honestly should work. I just think I'm more or less thinking in the sense of, what if they want me to work help desk and then do, well, I don't know if help desk is tier one, but let's just say they want me to do tier one, then they want me to do tier two, tier three, and kind of just climb up the ranks before getting into like a networking engineer role. I was thinking, for me, I don't really want to climb up the ranks like that. Like, I just kind of want to full blown study everything that I need to study. And then, of course, I would have to get a help desk like position. Like, I don't mind that and getting experience, because for one, I want the experience, but I just can't see myself grinding in a career for like 4 years before trying to become a network engineer. All right, I'll see you later, Ryan. You said that you have an i5. I think that's the Intel, right? I think I heard Intel is pretty good though. Yeah, they have a Ryzen 9, but that's what I was wondering, because I'm like, I'd never seen a Ryzen 8, because mine's is a Ryzen 9. So I gotta go to coding. All right, see you later, man. But yeah, so I was looking at different things, like, or I was trying to find something just in case if they wanted me to really rise up the career and work like 4 to 5 years in the IT support space before becoming a network engineer. And it's like, I just feel like I don't have time for that. I wish the card processes the graphic data. Hold on, let me write that. Uh, but yeah, so I'm like, I don't really want to climb up. I kind of want to just do the help desk position, get the experience that I need, and then study all the stuff I need to study. And hopefully, when I interview for the position, or if hopefully they'll bring me in for an interview, because they might be like, she didn't climb up, I'm not even gonna bring her in. But let's say that they do, let's say like I've communicated with people, hopefully I could kind of talk my way into that position by the fact that I have projects that I've probably done on the outside, or just in real life. I could talk about probably doing routers or just doing anything that has to do with network. And so for me, it's like, if by 2027, like the beginning of 2027 or the middle or whatever, if I could land a network engineering role, I think that would be pretty sick. But sometimes, if the core clock speed is high, the GPU is expected to think faster. But sometimes, that can probably not be the way, and they might want you to just climb up, especially if you're in a certain industry. They might be like, oh no, like you work good here, try to climb up here instead of, jumping straight here, and they can kind of play you like that. So for me, I've been really trying to look into like just different paths just in case, and something that I came across was becoming an electrician. Which, granted, an electrician, you do need to have, I think, depending on your state. I might have to look at other states, but depending on your states, you have to spend a certain amount of years or a certain amount of hours having work experience, and then you need to have school experience, so you could get your licensure to basically work as an electrical engineer. So I'm thinking like, oh, that seems pretty. I mean, an electrical engineer. Sorry, I meant as an electrician, because an electrical engineer I think is something completely different. Or actually, no, it might be that. But as an electrician, hey, what is up, SB? So I'm just like, if they try to force me to like spend 5 years in IT support before going to network engineer, I'm like, I might as well spend that 5 years as like joining an apprenticeship program, which there is one around my area, and it like, I think they pay from, some of them pay differently, but I think the one down here I do have to call because I want to make sure if I were to ever enroll next year. But I believe it's like $20 an hour, and it could go to $30 an hour. Um, but I know that there's raises every year, and that it's a little bit harder because it's unionized. So it's a little bit harder to get fired, or you probably really can't get fired unless you're just straight up sucking. So it's like, I was thinking, man, that might be the wave, because it's a pretty stable job. It pays good, and then in the end, it pays good during the apprenticeship. But then when you end up getting your licensure, you could hop out and immediately jump to like a 30 to 35, maybe I'll say like $30 to $40 an hour job as a journeyman. And then, eventually when you become a master, you could really get paid big bucks, or even work as like a freelance electrician, just kind of trying to have your own clients and stuff like that. But the only thing that, like I said, intrigued me is that you can join an apprenticeship getting paid while learning, and still get paid pretty good to what other jobs pay. And in the end, you get paid more, because by the time you're done, you're done. So for me, it's just been like a super strong debate. Cause I'm like, it wouldn't be bad to have that under my belt. But then it's kind of like, if I landed a network engineering role, then should I go for it? I feel like probably not, because I think network engineering, for one, pays more in the end, and two, it has such a, like a higher ceiling depending on which way you go, that in my head it's like, if I get the job, maybe I shouldn't pursue it. But if I'm like seeing that it's like struggles there, then maybe I should do an electrician, so it's kind of like stable from the jump. But we'll have to see. I'm open to anything. So it says, if you're currently playing a very demanding game with high graphics, the core clock speed would decide how fast those textures are rendered. So let me see real quick. I gotta open this up. She said, are you pivoting to being an electrician? No, not yet. If it were to ever happen, it would be like so down the line. It's just something that I've been looking into. But I mean, that would be crazy if like after the network engineering, then I started a whole new series for electrician. That would be insane. But no, I would have to, obviously, I feel like for me, I would have to see, because if I landed a networking role, then there's no point to do it. But if I can't land the networking role, then it's probably like, might as well do it for the time being and just try to get that licensure, bro. I think that would be dope. But who knows? So the memory clock speed will ensure that these quick renders are displayed on a screen without lags or hiccups. So I gotta write that down. So will ensure that these quick... Damn, I'm so upset because I had such a beautiful camera angle, and I hate the fact that it glitches so hard now. I wonder if it was glitching the whole time and I never knew. I probably never knew, and it was just glitching until I just seen it, because no one really called it out. I think I just looked at my screen and I was like, oh damn. I'm like, it looks like it's glitching, but no one's saying nothing. But maybe it's because my words don't glitch. It's like the video is glitching, so I have to really look into why that's happening. But we got hiccups there. And then, real quick. So, but no, yeah, so seeing that program, I thought it was like pretty dope, especially to just kind of have like more or less a backup plan just in case if really all else fails. Because like I love my current job, but I really want to transition out of it. So in my head, it's like if it's not in network engineering, then it needs to be an electrician. You know what I'm saying? Like I need to find something that's really stable that I can get the hell out when it's time. The core clock speed will determine how fast the processes are, whereas the memory does this. So that's pretty good. So at least they're giving us here kind of like a difference between the two, but kind of what it is as well. So I'm still assuming you would want to have more cores for your GPU rather than, unless a GPU only has one core, because it's saying the core clock speed. But I know the CPU, you want to make sure you have more cores, so let's see if that's possible with the GPU to have more cores, or do you just want your core to be strong? That's crazy. Cause I just seen the other day somebody spent $10,000 on a pre-built PC. I'm like, damn. That is just insane. $10,000 on a pre-built PC. Shoot. I'm sitting here thinking like, oh, I need to spend $3,000 for like this gaming PC where I can game, edit videos, do this, and that, film on it, go live. But then I'm like, if I create that $30,000 gaming PC and like I really want to play like strong leveled games on there, so it's gonna have hella gigabytes, probably gonna need hella a lot of the graphics card is gonna be displayed, gonna be used because I want my graphics to be on a 10. I'm like, oh, maybe $3,000, but nope. I seen someone buy a $10,000 desktop. I was like, damn, maybe I'm shooting too damn low. I am shooting way too damn low. But I don't really play games like that, so for me, it's kind of like, if I buy a gaming PC, it better be because I'm gonna be on that game. Like, I'm gonna be gaming like a motherfucker. Like, as of right now, this laptop, it does the work. It does the work. So what is GPU clock speed? So the concept of GPU clock speed is tricky to understand. I agree, because I'm kind of lost. Especially when there are a core clock and a memory clock. So let's break this down. The clock speed is often represented in gigahertz or megahertz. Oh, that's what MH means. With gigahertz being the bigger metric. Okay, so clock speed. Wait on. Oh, this is just in general. So this is the clock speed, not just core clock speed. I think it's the clock speed. So you gotta make sure you write that down. The clock speed. So yeah, because my biggest thing is just to always try and be prepared. Just for anything, like if anything were to happen, I need to have different routes just ready. But also too, I think the coolest thing is to always make sure that you have a lot of things under your belt. Because something I was thinking about too is like the fact that I could make websites, I'm forgetting that there's people who understand the importance of having a website for their business or for their entrepreneurship, and they're gonna sit there and probably pay, 500 to thousands of dollars just to make sure their website looks good. And then I'm forgetting that I legitimately know how to make a website. So I'm like, I wouldn't have to come out of pocket for that. And that's always been my biggest thing in life, is to just learn stuff to where you don't have to come out of pocket for it because you know how to do it. Like, I would even love to learn HVAC stuff simply just for when I get a house. It's like I could pretty much learn how to do home repairs or how to, install things and stuff like that. Same thing with the electrical thing. That's why part of me is thinking like maybe I should just do it anyway. Because whenever I have my house and I need something to be done with like the light switch or anything, of course, with just electricity, if I need anything to be done, boom, you could do it yourself and just not have to spend as much money. So I feel like for me, my goal really is to just learn as much as I could to where I could just do it myself and not have to spend that much. And then, the more you do it, the quicker it goes by. Let us take an actual GPU, say the NVIDIA GeForce RTX. I wonder if that's the one I got. Because, yeah, mine says right here GeForce. Oh, yeah, mine says NVIDIA GeForce RTX Studio, though. So I guess this is the one I got. Or the AMD Radeon RX 6800. These GPUs have clock speeds set at 1.44 gigahertz and 1.81 gigahertz, respectively. Wait, why did it say that? Who wrote this damn website? And reading this, you would have decided that the AMD would be the one to prioritize while buying, but there's more to this discussion than just numbers. Honestly speaking, the RTX 3080 might just be a better bet. Oh, confused? Well, read on further and let's see. Okay, yeah, because I honestly thought it wouldn't be. I thought this number is important. Wow, that's crazy. So maybe I should take that as like an example real quick here, because sometimes I need an example. Marcy cannot think in the future sometimes. Sometimes it's just not possible. I'm stupid. Alright, let's go with the example. Oh shoot, I forgot to put that I was live on my Discord. I always do it, and there's just times where I just forget, man. I just be forgetting. I can't believe I finally got my certification, y'all. That was crazy. Finally getting my JavaScript certification. And then, like, everyone has been waiting on it. Y'all have no idea. There would be some people hopping in, just kind of asking here and there, like, oh, did you get your certification? And I know most of them were probably asking from, like, a legit, like, standpoint. Like, oh, did you get it? Like, they're just wondering. Because, shoot, I did document from, like, day 130 of me trying to get this certification to day 200. So I'm like, yeah, they definitely probably were expecting, me to have my certification. So I'm like, yeah, super dope. So I'm like, damn, I can't tell if these people really want me to have it or if they're trying to be like maybe they think I gave up, so they're trying to be funny. I'm like, I hope they're not trying to be funny or anything, because I'm not, it's never like that. It says GPUs have clock speeds at 1.44 to 1.81 respectively. What was I writing? Oh yeah. Okay, so this one. But yeah, so I was like, damn, I hope that they're not trying to say this just trying to be funny, because it seems like I'm never gonna get it. But man, I started grinding it out on one day, and like I didn't notice because I've been doing the JavaScript thing and like making side projects for a while, that I ended up skipping all the projects and I saved it for last, right? But what I didn't know was that, like, since I was getting so much information from learning these things, I had no idea that I pretty much was going to just get it, like be able to do those projects so easily. Because, the first project, it was really just the basics, right? And then the next couple of projects were kind of the basics. I think the only thing that was very, so hard, y'all, was the last project for that JavaScript certification. I was dying. I was like, yo, there's just no way. But then eventually I figured it out. And then I ended up getting that done. So I was super happy about that one. And then, yeah, I ended up getting that JavaScript certification. And, obviously the certification doesn't really mean much. But, there's some people who don't know that. So, like, if you're building a website for someone and you're able to put certified web developer, some people might be like, hey, that sounds good. So let me check out with this person, compared to someone who doesn't have that. but for it to actually be industry recognized, it's not common. So getting like that type of certification probably wouldn't ever be, that deep. But let me see real quick, 'cause I need to write this down. So it would never be that deep, but I think it's good, especially when you put your mind towards something and then you complete what you said you were going to complete. You're stood on your word, and I think that's just super cool. And the biggest thing that you could do for yourself is to really just do that. And then, yeah, I finally got it. Very ecstatic, and I just didn't think I was going to get it as fast as I did. Well, I mean, it did take a long time, so it wasn't that fast, but probably spent well over 300 hours trying to get that damn certification, bro. And then that last project had me screaming for like legitimately, it was like 5 hours, man. Insane. So some would say, let me write this down, the AMD is better, but actually the RTX 3080 might be better. And then we got to keep reading and continue to see what else we would get here. So we're going into the memory clock speed now. So it's saying I discussed the clock speed of a GPU, but now it's time to explore further and see what individual terms mean. You know what I just forgot? I wanted to take a mini assignment, but I guess I'll probably take it after. So I discussed the clock speed of a GPU, but now it is time to explore further and see what individual terms mean, also for specific cards. Then this is going to get deep. So first of all, there is a memory clock which refers to the speed which the graphics card accesses the VRAM. The speed is usually specified in gigabytes per second. Okay. Or gigabytes per second. Okay, I was like, what's GBps? So its accesses are usually specified with gigabytes per second. Well, first of all, they said the clock speed. Oh, because now they're calling this the memory clock. So they should have just called it the core clock speed, because that threw me off. So let me start here. I'm going to go with the memory clock is in gigabytes per second. And then I'm going to write it out because future Marzi might be a bit confused, which is okay. Per second. And then also too, I just realized I normally put it on my Discord as well. I mean, on my Instagram as well. Just want to make sure this is out there. I'm so mad too because I told myself, because I woke up a little bit earlier today, and I legitimately told myself to edit this video so I could have this video come out later tonight. And I don't know what happened with my memory, but I completely forgot that I was trying to edit a damn video, and that threw me off. So I guess that video is going to have to come out tomorrow if I could get it done, if I could get it edited, hopefully. So the memory clock speed is important as it works with the VRAM. It means the speed at which the GPU picks up textures and details from the... Oh, okay, so we can write this down. This seems very important. So, important and works with the VRAM. Works with the VRAM. Hey, that's what's up. And then what the heck is going on? This is my path. Okay, so yeah, so my path to like becoming a network engineer. Hey, what is up, Cooper? What is up? But yeah, so the path of like trying to become a network engineer, it really is a trip, because it really depends on like what your study plan looks like. I feel like a lot more people probably go to like more of a structured, school. And I wouldn't mind doing that, but I do work a lot. And not only do I work a lot, it's also like, I don't even know, even working in general, to then go to school and then probably like go every day. Like it would be different if maybe it was more targeted, but to go to a school and it's like you have to go to like an actual college where you got to sit here and take other classes, it's tough. Like I definitely would have preferred like a network engineering trade school, but I doubt that's a thing. If it is a thing, someone put me on, because maybe I might want to do that. No, I'm just kidding, because the only reason why I was looking into the electrician stuff was because it's an apprenticeship program. So at least I would be getting paid for learning and stuff like that. But if they didn't have it like that for networking engineer, I probably still wouldn't go, because I mean, unless the classes are like twice out of the week, maybe I could do it. But if it's like every single day, That ain't happening. I have too many bills that need to be paid. I cannot sit here and just chill. I gotta sit here and grind. But I'm just so happy with, like, the way I see things, and just how excited I am to try and make all these things into like something huger, bigger. And, just finally being able to tackle this path of network engineering, because I always wanted to do it. I want to say I wanted to do it like a year ago. But, well, I was looking into IT support a year ago. So I guess maybe if I did start, I probably would have went the wrong way first. So, I guess I'm happy I did start at the time that I started, because I probably would have, yeah, definitely took the wrong path at first. At first. And then eventually I think I would have started going down the right path. But, so that's why I guess sometimes, when you learn things or when you're stumbling across things, it's best when you do stumble across it at the right time. So that path of becoming a network engineer, man, I really believe is gonna happen. I think the only thing, like I said, that could kind of stop me would legitimately be if, like I said, they want me to kind of climb up the ranks before trying to become a network engineer. And that's gonna be tough for me. But like I said, we got that little backup plan. I would literally try to join that apprenticeship program. F that. Legitimately. Because I would rather get paid while trying to learn something that's gonna pay me good in the long run, and then I can continue studying on the side, networking engineering, and try to come up with more projects that I could do to try and stand out and try to get that position. So this right now is showing me the memory clock speed, and this is the core clock. What the hell is the shader clock? Alright, well, they're not teaching us that right now, so maybe it's not something that needs to be understood. But this is at 924 megahertz, and this is 700 megahertz. Now what? Oh, this is my NVIDIA GTX 480. I don't know if I have a 480 though, unless that's the number for all of that. But who knows? Just keep hustling and surely connect the dots. No, yes, definitely, man. Definitely. Because I'm like, in my head, it's like I'm working towards too much to not figure anything out. Like, something is going to be figured out. I have the drive. I'm driven. I'm goal orientated. And I have the discipline for it. I'm like, there's just no way I won't find something that works. It's just, no. So while gaming, a high memory clock speed would mean that the textures load faster and there's minimal lag. So I like to have some of these examples here because these examples really help me kind of understand what is being targeted. And, glory to God, I'm a gamer. Because have you ever tried to learn something you're just not, like, interested in? There's some people who are probably trying to just learn IT support, but they don't play games, so they're like, I don't understand. I'm like, thank God I am a gamer, and so I can actually understand this, because sometimes, I don't know, if they try to use an example that I don't get, I literally would be so lost. I would literally be so lost. But if y'all are new here, man, make sure you're gonna hitting that subscribe button. I come on live every single day to try and become a network engineer. We are on day 16, meaning we are basically, I think that's 2 weeks and like 2 days straight of streaming and trying to study this. But also too, if y'all ever previously checked my channel or would check my channel, I've done this before with web dev, and I actually done it for super long. I think I started coming on live, well, I was posting every day of web dev from day 0 all the way up until like day 100 and maybe like 20, I would say. And then when I started to come on live from then all the way up until day 200. So I'm telling y'all, like, this is legitimately the place to be, because I will document the entire journey, and I'm so close to closing out as well on my web dev journey, because I do have like a good video coming out that's supposed to be coming out tomorrow, and then I'm gonna have another video, then I'm gonna end it on my last video, which is going to be having my first paying client. And then once I end it there, we're going to pivot all my content to be about IT support and hopefully, climbing up the ranks to eventually become a network engineer, which I think is going to be just a super cool thing to document. And I'm so driven and disciplined to document it. This is just definitely the place to be, man. Hey, what is up, Joby? What is up? How are you doing? So the GPUs I touched upon, RTX 3080 and RX 6800. The memory clock speeds are 19 gigabytes per second and 16 gigabytes per second, respectively. Therefore, for high-resolution games and VR, NVIDIA is better. What are we talking about? 19 gigabytes per second. Where the hell do you see that? Or did they do some math or something? 19 gigabytes per second. Are they talking about up there? Or maybe they're just trying to tell me. I don't know. I don't see no damn memory clock speeds. Maybe they did math because this is the clock speed. Maybe if you translate that to gigabytes per second, that's what you would get. I'm saying it's 19 gigabytes per second, while the RX would be 16 gigabytes per second, meaning the NVIDIA would be better in this sense. Okay, so I guess I'll write that part down as an example, just so that I can kind of understand a little bit, but I'm kind of lost where they're getting the gigabytes per second, but I'm assuming it must be some math that they just did from the megahertz to the gigabytes, but no, yeah, so pretty much I've documented, like, I just can't wait to continue to document this because I just know I'm really the type to just stay super disciplined and just keep it pushing, do this for about the next 7 months or maybe even full year. I'm kind of starting earlier than I thought I would have. I'm starting in November. I honestly thought I would have started in January or February. So I'm super like happy to just be moving at this speed and to finally be closing out that web dev era, man. That web dev era, man. We finally got to the point that I've been waiting to get to. Of course, there was probably like one or two things I really wanted to do, which was I wanted to learn React and then I wanted to learn Tailwind. Just because, for me doing clientele work, it probably would be a little bit easier for me to, of course, like, it probably would be easier for me to, of course, just grind and kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. It just makes it easier to do CSS, easier to do JavaScript. So for me, I'm like, damn, I wish I got down that path, but my days were just so damn busy and I didn't have time for it. And I just feel like this year, like I'm done playing. I want to figure out what my career path would be. So for me, it's like I need this to be either network engineering and or an electrician. I would not care. One or the other I think would be super goated. And I just feel like this year, or not this year, but 2026 to 2027, I want to figure out what I'm doing in my life. Like I want to figure out what my genuine career is going to be. And I gotta grind. I gotta grind. And then, like I said, with web dev, it's just crazy because it connects. Because, if I were to ever try to fix or build computers, right, do like a custom PC build, I would probably have to make myself my own website so I could advertise myself and look a little bit professional. It says, what is a core clock speed in GPU? But, try to make myself look professional, but now I know how to make a website. So instead of spending $500 to $1,000 on a website, I can straight up do it for free and only have to pay the hosting fee. I'm sure that the concept of a memory clock is clear by now. Let us now shift focus to the concept of the core clock and the associated speeds. Wait, we never even got to the core clock? Oh, this is just talking about the GPU clock speed, and this is the memory. Okay, I'm like, I thought we were talking about the core clock. That confused the fuck out of me. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't like cussing, but I think that deserved a cuss, because what the hell was that? So I'm sure that the concept of a memory clock is clear by now. Let us now shift focus to the concept of the core clock speed. Simply put, the core clock speed of the GPU is the speed with which the card's main processor operates. Alright, let's write down this simply put, even though they're kind of telling us, the same, they're kind of telling us like the same thing, but listen, maybe having it written in different ways, future Marzi could never be confused. And that's just the goal, to never confuse future Marzi, because future Marzi has to look back at this. But, no, yeah, man. Oh, and also, too, I'm realizing is I gotta make sure I upgrade this because my subscriber count is kind of a little bit higher than that. So, real quick, I want to put that to, my goal is probably going to be 1,730. And I think we're at 1,700 and like, I'm going to do 25. I don't know exactly what we're at. Probably dropped anyway, or probably will drop. But we'll see. Oh, they played me. Sorry, I just wanted to fix that real quick just to make sure the goal is up. So simply put, the core clock speed of a GPU is the speed of which the GPU, gotta make sure I'm writing this down, of the GPU of which the speed, oh, what the hell? Oh, I think it's with which. Never mind, I completely missed the speed, but it's okay, whatever, we could just add that in. But main processor operates. So the main processor operates, I'm assuming, are you talking about the GPU? Like, we gotta be specific here. And then if it isn't the GPU, then say in parentheses, I said GPU, the CPU. If it isn't the CPU, then say in parentheses that it's not the CPU. Gotta help me a little bit, just a tiny bit. The card's main processor operate. Oh wait, I think I did write it. The core clock speed of the GPU is this. Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I'm forgetting. So is the speed. And then we got that. Let's continue to keep pushing on. Why is that picture so damn, like, not clear at all? I can't believe they even put this in this website. This must be like a basic website. Not like that. That came off rude. Honestly, they're getting to the point though. Like, it's not a bad website. I'm just saying, I feel like I could do this. Alright, let's keep going. So the core clock speed the core clock handles all the complex calculations associated with rendering, shaders, and game physics. So now, oh wait, I actually probably should have made a note that we are kind of in a different topic here, because the other one is the memory. So let me kind of write this here, that this is the core clock speed. And then, like I said, I'm assuming it's, I don't know, because I know the CPU has cores, and you want to have the most cores. If I'm wrong about that, oops. Hey, what is up? What is up, Harish? I believe is how you pronounce that. I'm not sure. Harish. I think I'm getting that. I'm not sure. Could be off. But I want to make sure that that's cool. So now we can do the core clock. Handles all the complex calculations. So all the complex calculations associated with rendering. Okie doke, with rendering, shaders, and game physics. So perfection. We got that down pat. You said I pronounced it 100% correct. Oh, okay, so Harris? Well, you did Harris. But I was saying Harris because of that H, but Harris, okay. We got that. So we'll say, therefore, if you want to play higher resolution games, a GPU with a higher core clock speed can better process the textures. Yeah, I kind of figured that. So a GPU with a higher core. I know I kind of don't need to write this all down, but with a higher core. But it's something I'm actually like interested in, especially because I do plan on building a gaming PC one of these damn days. So a higher core clock speed, and this would be some good information to know, so that textures. Actually, let me write that the correct way because that's going to confuse me. So can better process the textures. So that's good. Yeah, balancing life, studying, and streaming is honestly like one of the toughest things. And then honestly, just content creation as well, like making YouTube videos, is a really tough thing to do. But I just find it super fun to do. Like, I just love it. I don't know what it is. I think that's honestly the best thing that you could do. You said with an H, I find it the same, whatever people say the first time you pronounced it correct. Oh, okay. Oh, so Harish. Okay, so that's it. I think that's how I pronounced it the first time. I don't know. Now I feel like I'm fumbling. Or wait, no, I think I said Harish. No, I think I said Harish. I don't know anymore. Now I done forgot, bro. Now I done forgot. So if we visit the earlier GPUs discussed, RTX 3080 and RX 6800, the latter boasts a better base and boosted clock speeds. Okay, so it says with more VRAM or clock speed memory clock to be exact, RX 6800 seems like a better bet for handling larger workloads. Okay, so now they're helping me a little bit more here. But yeah, but trying to balance like all of it, like with content creation and having to make sure your videos are well edited, like you're switching the angles, like you're adding in overlays and certain clips, and then on top of that, trying to come on every single day for an hour to one study, but then also to document it on live and be streaming every day for about an hour as well. Then going to work for almost a 10 to 8 hour shift, really depending on what the day looks. 10 to 12 hour shift depending on what the day looks like. It's crazy. It is crazy, in all honesty. And it's a busy schedule, but all I always tell myself And it's not even like it's something I don't want to do. All of it is something I really want to do. I want to go to work. I want to be able to make money. I want to be able to pay my bills. I want to be able to save. I want to be able to study, do all of this, stream, handle YouTube. I don't really do things that I don't want to do. But man, it's like, it really is a lot. But that's why for me, I always think, you're grinding in so many different areas. Something is gonna take off. Something will happen. There's just no way when you're putting in this much work that you're gonna sit there and still, not do well or not find like a good career. Even though I'm in a good career, I just would prefer to be somewhere else. But it's a good career. So now here we go with how it works together. Let me go read the chat. It says, do you have work today? Yes, I have work. I work every day except for Sunday, Monday, I believe. Sunday, Monday. So I work every single day and I have to go in a little bit later. You said, what's my morning routine when I wake up? So as soon as I wake up, I would just get up, probably do whatever, honestly. I don't eat breakfast. That's the problem. So like I just get up and kind of do my thing, like just get ready for work or whatever. Like previously, I don't put on like my work outfit yet. And it's not even like we have an outfit, but I don't put on my work outfit. I just end up getting dressed, do whatever I gotta do. And then I probably just wind down, maybe listen to some music and just try to relax before coming on stream. So I'll say I wake up like 30 minutes before I stream and or an hour before I stream, and I'll just try to chill, relax, do whatever I can to just kind of be prepared or get ready, right? Then I hop on stream, and as soon as I'm done being off stream, I'll probably take a shower, get dressed in my real work clothes, and then I will sit there and go get food because I always got to make sure we have something to eat, either whether or not I'm preparing food or I'm picking up food from down the street. I get food, I come back, and then I immediately go to work. So that's pretty much what my routine really looks like. So you wake up late, got it. I used to wake up around 11 to 12. I changed it 6 to 7 days a few days ago. Suddenly I've had more time. Well, the problem is that I work like I don't want to say I work overnights because I don't have like a night shift, but when I do overtime, I get out early in the morning. So I'd probably say I probably get out around 3 to 4 a.m. So to me, waking up at 11 or 12 isn't late to me at all. That's just perfect timing. So to me, that's my early, because I get out around like 4-ish, 5 in the morning. And then pretty much I just go to sleep and then would wake up for 11 or 12. Or I'd probably say like 3. I'll say 1 or 3. So then, yeah, from there, not 4 or 5. I'm thinking of like my other schedule, my bad. I'll get out at 1 or 3, but sometimes I'll fall asleep at 4 or 5. So it really depends. And then I'll wake up at 11. But it's because, I technically work into the night. So it's tough. So for me, it's like waking up early. Because my partner, they sleep all the way up until it's time, like maybe like legitimately an hour before work. That's late. That is late as hell. For me, I'm up early, in my eyes. But it's tough. It is tough. So there are 3 crucial GPU elements to consider while purchasing one: core clock, memory clock, and VRAM, which I already kind of understand this, but I guess we're going to see how they all connect together, which is something I meant to do with everything else. I got to take a note of that somewhere. Let me do it up here. Let me do like remember to see connections, because I really need to see if they're not if, but the connections between everything. Like, I want to see how the GPU interacts with the CPU and vice versa, if that's even what happens, right? So I want to make sure that I get that down pat as well. I can't believe I'm learning so much about hardware, though. But it could be because I'm actually, like, genuinely interested into it. When you show somebody who isn't interested into this stuff, they probably would have a hard time to understand a lot of these things. But I don't know, unless maybe I'm really just learning. I mean, also, too, I could just be learning beginner stuff. I'm probably not even in the deep stuff at all, which technically is exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm trying to learn IT fundamentals. So, technically I'm supposed to be learning this basic kind of thing, but I'm just shocked because just 2 weeks ago, I had no idea about any of this. And it's just so strange because, like, I'll be talking to people about it, or, like, my partner about it, and I'm just sitting there, like, using literally the vocabulary of what people who like build computers, I feel like would talk, or like IT support specialists would say stuff, at least when it comes to the hardware of a computer. And I'm like, damn, like I really be remembering stuff. Obviously, there's some stuff that I be fumbling on, like I'm not the best. But for someone who just learned this 2 weeks ago, it's kind of crazy. I honestly think I could put a PC, like a whole PC together if I wanted to. I think the only thing I really would have to focus on would be the wiring. Because I looked up the wiring and I have notes on the wiring. I just still feel like I need to see someone do it on a video first. Then after kind of like doing it over and over, I honestly would be set. But that's why I'm trying to like take as much notes as I can. So then by the time I actually buy like a good $120 PC, kind of old, nothing too crazy, I'm not going to be dealing with like newer GPUs, but maybe hopefully it could be like a modern GPU. But I could bust it open, see what it looks like, pause, crazy work, just crazy work that I just said that. But I could, open up the case, see what all the components look like, take them out, put them in, and I think the more I do that, I'll probably learn even more, from doing that rather than taking these notes. But man, like, cause I've been thinking about that. I'm like selling pre-built PCs, or not pre-built but custom built. Cause I feel like for me, if I'm building people PCs, like I'm making sure you pay me before I even buy those parts, my guy. Like I need your money so that I could go buy these damn parts and then I could hopefully make a good profit. But I don't know where I personally live at. I don't think many people like would purchase it from other people. I would have to go somewhere that's a little bit more like more customers. I would love to move to Florida. Legitimately would love to move to Florida. So we got the processed graphical card or graphical data. So we got that. So that's how it really all connects. And that's wild then. Says, it said you work a lot, understand? Says you can continue studying. I'll chat when the stream's about to end. Alright. It says, hi, please don't delete the videos, Marzi. I need them to understand the path and process. Wait, which videos? I don't think I deleted videos. Have I? If a video went down, I hope it didn't get copyrighted. I don't think I deleted any videos, but I don't plan to delete any videos though. That's not gonna happen. I plan to keep everything up. It says as 3 GPU elements are involved, one outpacing the other. By the way, if you're new here, make sure you end up hitting that subscribe button. I will be documenting every single day of me trying to learn IT support and hopefully become a network engineer, and definitely will stay very much disciplined and consistent. Been doing this for 16 days straight. So if the GPU frequency or the core clock speed is way faster than the memory clock, wait, do I need to take a note of this? And the GPU doesn't have enough RAM, do I need to take a damn note of this? There might be visual lags during gaming and video editing. Actually, I guess you do. To be precise, low memory clock speed for gaming can lead to visible frame drops. Also, if the VRAM is high, but the clock speeds, core and memory are low, the resources used for video edit. Oh, they're basically showing me how they go together and why you probably would want to get them all at a good speed. Because even though the VRAM can be high, my 3D modeling and video editing can be underutilized because my core and memory are low. So you gotta make sure everything kind of matches. So these are standard concerns. The best way to consider GPU memory overload benefits is to get the same at par with the core clock speeds. As far as the choice between more VRAM or higher clock speed is concerned, it depends on your priorities, something I shall discuss in the next section. I mean, like I said, I guess I do kind of need to know this because if I plan on making PCs for people, some people don't know what they want, so they might just tell me what they want to use it for, and then I have to kind of sit there and do like kind of the math of it because they're not going to just want the expensive thing all the time. Because in my head, I'm just like, I'd rather just buy the best GPU. But I'm forgetting that if I plan on making PCs for people, they might want to go a cheaper route, so I need to use, my knowledge of GPUs to be like, this one's good for what you want. You know what I mean? So I guess taking a note of this would matter. I just don't know if it's something I would need to take a note of now. Maybe. I don't know. Because in my head, like I said, if I'm building my own PC, I'm just buying the best GPU. Or just a GPU that just has the highest and everything. I don't care. I do not care. But like I said, I'm probably not going to need no damn PC for a while. So, or build my own desktop for a while. Especially because all them parts is expensive as hell, and I don't want to buy them like separately either. Because when you buy it separately and then things start getting like upgraded, then I'm gonna be pissed because I'm gonna be like, oh yes, I have the best, CPU. But then boom, a new CPU is out. It's the Ryzen 10. I'm like, what the hell? I'll be livid. I'll be like, nah, I want to have the best of the best, and then from there upgrade it every time a new one comes out. That would be crazy. But obviously you don't really need it that much because unless you're doing some crazy stuff on your desktop. But I don't know. I just want it like that. I want my desktop to just never have an issue, never buffer, never lag. Which this gaming PC does pretty good, but sometimes it could lag. But I think I've noticed it only lag when I'm like streaming and then trying to do something, or if I have like two streaming things on, but it's never even a crazy lag. It's like a very basic lag or like a basic stutter. But it's never crazy. But I feel like if I wasn't streaming and I just straight up like gamed or did like one or the other, I don't think there would ever be an issue. I truly believe everything would be fine. Sometimes I do notice that when I like click to a different tab and then come back to my tab, sometimes I could notice that it will be stuck on like that screen and it will kind of buffer, but then it would just fix right up in like 2 seconds. But it's not like it moves slow, but it just kind of buffered a little. But normally when I would see that, that would be when I was streaming. So I'm like, maybe it's just too much power going into that. Exactly where would that be coming from? I'm assuming that's the GPU, or it could be at the GPU. I think I don't know. I don't know if it could be the CPU. I think it would have to be the GPU. Who knows? Who knows what can make that happen? I think it's the GPU because they're literally telling me about buffering and lagging and yada yada. So I think the GPU would be the issue. And I do have a good GPU, so I don't even know. Maybe. Oh wait, no, because the Ryzen 9 is my CPU. Wait, what the hell? Now I'm lost again. I don't know what the hell my GPU is. No, I think I have the NVIDIA GeForce RTX, so it's decent. It's decent. Probably one of the best. Could be up there. Says no need, these aren't necessary, not a bit. Well, the only reason why I'm taking notes of it is because I just feel like I'm probably going to, if I'm building people PCs, I need to remember, kind of like what. Wait, did I already write this? If the VRAM is high but the clock speed, oh yeah, kind of remember like if people want a certain thing, what if I'm trying to go like cheaper for the GPU but I'm not noticing that the core and the memory are too low for what they want. I feel like I kind of would need to like know, because then I'm just gonna probably sit here and buy a GPU with a high VRAM, but then my core memory are gonna be low and I wouldn't know that could cause like it could be underutilized, and then it's kind of like, damn, I screwed somebody. Even though they paid me, I don't want to be evil. I want to give them what their money's worth. So, and then also too, this could just be very helpful if I ever look at the GPU, and then maybe I don't want to get the most expensive. Maybe that motherfucker's like $3,000. I'm like, damn, never mind. That'd be crazy if there's a GPU for 3,000. I'm sorry. There's no way. You'll never find me buying a GPU for 3K. Then just fast forward a year. Fast forward a year, I'm like, yeah, guys, this is the best GPU on the market. The thing is, though, is when you get your YouTube channel to be like a tech channel, though, and when sponsors reach out to you, sometimes they be giving you stuff like that for free, and just for you to do like a little promo. That would be crazy if that were to happen here. My channel's almost monetized, like fully. I have like the fan membership monetized, but the AdSense, I'm legitimately right there. And it's just gonna be, well, for one, I don't have like that much views to ever get paid even anything. I probably wouldn't even be able to take money out. That's how much, like, I probably would only have like $5 for the month. But if I were to ever have like a little viral YouTube video, I would get all of that paid to me. But then also too, like I said, if I were to ever get sponsors, which I believe, well, honestly, I feel like when it comes to sponsors, you need to have a lot of subs because they want to make sure, or a lot of views because they want to make sure it's going pushed out to somebody. But that would be crazy if they sent me like a whole GPU to like kind of, bam, like those tech channels that be doing those reviews. They're not paying for that. So they might be paying for some of them. Or another thing that they could be doing is that I think at Best Buy you're able to do this thing where you can pretty much, what is it called? You're able to do this thing where you could like, what is it called, bro? Like have it for the day, like rent it basically. I forgot what the damn term is called though, but you could like rent it for the day. It might be rent. And then you could probably do like a little review on it, even though you're not going to really use it. You know, that's probably what some YouTubers be doing for real. But I just realized it's 1:27. I didn't notice time was flying and I still haven't even finished. Oh wait, I'm actually right at the end. Maybe let me bust this out. Let me bust this out. I probably don't need to write this. The best way forward is to consider GPU memory overload benefits to get the same at par with the core clock speed. As far as the choice between more VRAM or higher clock speed is concerned, it depends on your priorities. So they said the best. So the best way forward. So the best way is get a GPU memory. I mean, not get, but you know what I mean. Memory overclock benefits. Let me just write this all out before, we gotta get to it. We gotta get to it. Damn it, I'm pissed because I meant to do an assignment and I wanted to do it after, but I was yapping. Time low-key flew. But it's whatever. I'm gonna have to do a quiz anyway because I want to make sure. But I think I would have to do it tomorrow. We'll have to see. Thank God I was taking notes though, even though I was yapping. I don't know how the hell I could yap and then take notes and still understand what the hell's going on. That has to be a skill. That has to be a skill. Sometimes I do have to stop when I'm talking, and sometimes you can see me like I have to really think. I have to like really think, but I only have to think when it comes to me trying to think of what's next to say. But when it's coming to me studying this, I don't know how the hell I'm understanding any of this as I'm talking. Now, if I ever ran into a point where I'm like, damn, my talking is stopping me from understanding, I might have to be quiet for a little bit. Be like, you know what, y'all? I gotta focus for 20 minutes. Give me a second. That would be crazy. So which clock should you consider buying while buying a GPU? If you were a gamer, getting on this with a high core clock speed, overclockable memory clock with a sufficient VRAM is best for gameplay. Before making that purchase, ask yourself, blah, blah, blah. Professionals who are into 3D modeling and blah, blah, blah. Get the VRAM loaded graphics card. You should definitely know. Okay, so they gave me one for the gamers and one for professional. Which do I fall in? No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I do like the concept of editing. So that's the problem. So, like, why is editing and gaming on two different spectrums here? Sucks. Because I like to edit and I like to game. You know what I'm saying? So that's tough. But these are probably the last few notes I would take, but that's it. We can do that. We can do that later. And then boom, we get to take a little bit of a quiz later. Or tomorrow. I should have done the assignment. Oh shoot, wrong camera. Sorry, I'm so used to that. I'm so used to that camera. Actually, what I could do, let me go to the new intermission and let me just add my video capture there. Because I personally, I like this intermission way better. Hold on, let me put this. Where the hell did it go? Oh yeah, there we go. I like this intermission way better. But I just don't like this camera. I do not like this camera. Real quick, let me go and throw this here. We gotta pass this. Oh, I have to actually switch this mini goal as well. And then I gotta switch this one to 16, even though we're kind of signing this off. But bammers, and we gotta study and talk. Wait, where the hell? Where the hell's my subscription goal? Oh, I was clicking the wrong webcam, that's why. Alright, there we go. Perfection. Let me go read the chat real quick. It says, unable to attend streams as my uni just started, but watching the updates. Hey, that's what's up, man. We'll get back to coding again very soon. Streams show the real journey than other motivators. No, yeah, man. That's why I really try to keep my streams coming. Because I really think my streams could be very helpful and very encouraging to people. And I think it could, like, really inspire people on a different level compared to, like you said, like, the motivators, the people that just, like, talk. You know? I show y'all what the hell I'm trying to do. So hopefully, I mean, but I'm not trying to come at them, though. They often do pretty good as well. And probably keeping it behind the scenes and not studying on camera, they might get a little bit, like, further. Says, come back. He says study. I was studying. What the heck? I was studying. Says, coming to your stream never disappoints, lol. Clocks are a part of my syllabus, but my teacher just reads the text and doesn't care to explain the real life uses. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's tough. Like, especially when you have a bad teacher and I don't know, because that's something too that I was looking into, because I know this might be like kind of separate, but I was looking into like the electrician trade school, and basically at the electrician trade school, I heard that a lot of people say that sometimes they have people who they're working under who don't really care to teach them, and it's like, I don't understand why teachers don't understand like how important they are. Like, you gotta teach them how to do this in like actual workplaces, because if they don't know it, I don't know. And I feel like they low-key just be trying to set people up. But that's why, you gotta, I guess you gotta figure it out on your own, man. Like, most of the time when it comes to colleges and trade schools, most of that studying or that learning has to come from, like, you teaching yourself as well, then. So I think you can't see the new chats. Oh, I can see them. It says study. I was studying the whole time. I think the problem is that maybe I just be yapping so much that it doesn't seem like I'm like writing on my paper. But I'm always writing on my paper. Like, when you see me highlight something, I'm always writing on my paper. The only time I'm not writing on the paper is if my hands are, like, you could visibly see, like, my hands not on down here or something, or it's on the camera. But I'm always writing on the paper even if I'm yapping. So I literally wrote all those notes that were on the screen. So that technically was me studying. I just know how to study and yap. That was the point. I don't know. So it says, what's the difference between a CS degree and an IT degree? I believe with CS allows for, well, what I heard is that if you want to be like more of a software engineer and stuff like that, I heard that a CS degree is more better for that. But I heard that when it comes to like an IT degree, that's it. It kind of is more about IT, right? And I think that can kind of be maybe a little bit more obvious because it's an IT degree. But with a CS degree, I heard also too that you could use that to branch out into different directions. So you could use it for software engineering. It's probably more probable that way, but you can also use it for web dev. You could use it for IT support. You could use it for anything that can kind of come with the, I guess, technicality of a computer. But with IT, it's just more focused on IT. And I feel like for me, since I'm not the type to really want to pursue web dev as a full career, and I'm not the type to want to do software engineering or anything other than like cybersecurity or IT, I'm considering getting an IT degree. And then whenever I transition to cyber, if I ever did, right, I just don't want to move too soon. But if I were to ever transition into cyber, then I would rather just get a cybersecurity degree, because with cybersecurity and IT, I just feel like it's more pointed towards the, oh, that's another thing I'm realizing. Chat is not popping up on screen. There we go. But that's pointing more towards, the specific career path that you want to go down. I like to go more towards like the specifics. But it's still pretty good to get a CS degree. Says, hey Marzi, it's been a while. What has changed so far? What happened to web dev? But with web dev, we are kind of nearing the end of web dev. We kind of been, kind of just been grinding, and I feel like I got to the point where I wanted to get to. Of course, there's still more to learn, but I feel like from there, I am just ready to pivot, and I'm happy to finally pivot into IT support and pivot into trying to become a network engineer. And I always wanted this channel to ultimately be, about things that I could become or just about skills that I could learn. And I feel like just being able to document anything that I'm learning or any skills that I'm getting into, I truly believe, that this is what this channel was meant to be from the beginning. Even if it's like me writing a book, I want to document it. If it's me boxing, I want to document it. Or if I'm in tech, I want to document it. So I'm trying to make sure that this channel doesn't automatically stay stuck on a topic, but it's more focused on my journey and what I decide to learn. So web dev, there's a couple more videos left that I got to post about web dev, but then after that, I'm gonna try to pivot a lot of my content to be more towards IT support. I just really hope I don't like forget a good video that I can make, and then because if once I'm doing IT support videos, I don't want to go back to web dev. But I do plan on some point later down the line, like based on chapters for this channel, to kind of spin the block on web dev, because I do want to learn React and Tailwind. But as of right now, I want my main focus to be IT support. It says CS equals theory, IT equals practical. Both are more focused on each. IT equals working with apps, CS and being creative and build solutions like something new. Yeah, that's definitely probably a way better explanation than I could give. Says, I don't think that AI can disrupt cybersecurity field. It is safe even for the freshers, I guess. No, yeah, I don't think AI. Damn, my camera done lit up. I don't think AI either could mess with cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is a bit more intense. Maybe it could kind of mess with cybersecurity in the sense of like beginner things, but I even still wouldn't say that either. But they're probably gonna try to find a way, find something to where cyber could end up entering. Who knows? I have no idea, but I mean cyber AI can enter, but I doubt that AI could could touch cybersecurity. That's why I really wanted to get into that route. But cybersecurity is a little bit more tougher, and if I see myself having a hard time getting into network engineering, I'm gonna figure cyber is gonna be difficult. But I just know that I'm such a disciplined person that I would just keep trying to learn it anyway and keep trying anyway. I'm not the type of person to give up unless I feel like I finished, or unless I feel like, I already had a goal. I wanted web dev to be like a side hustle, and I feel like I'm already there. Pretty much. It's just not going to be. So now it's time to pivot that content. So if you're new here, hit that sub button. So I don't think that. Oh, yeah, I read that. Its content is more specific in that sense. Thank you for the insights. But yeah, y'all, I will be catching y'all in the next one. I'll be catching that thing. Wait. Oh my goodness, bro. I cannot speak. It's like I'm speaking too fast than I'm thinking. But tomorrow is going to be day 16. I'll be catching y'all at 12:30 p.m. EST, so make sure y'all end up tuning in so that we can end up getting into that. Hopefully, I'm going to have a quiz for tomorrow, so I guess I could keep passing the quiz up here for my small-term goal. So that's going to be super cool. So can we take the risk to automate cybersecurity? Hell no. We better not. If they did, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. But that's why the only thing I could consider is like if they wanted to add AI, I'm assuming they probably would do it for like SOC analysis, like the beginners in cybersecurity. Because I think like with SOC analysis, all they really do is kind of, and I don't want to say all they really do because it sounds like I'm demeaning them, but it's like they just have to see or figure out whether something's a scam or not, or like whether, and then if it's really deep and they can't fix it, they're sending it to tier 2 or tier 3. And then it's like, and or they could solve like minor issues. So I'm like, maybe they could kind of like put it somewhat in there in a way, but I don't see it being completely automated to where like the higher ups, like if you're like really good in cyber and you're up there, there's no way that they can put that into AI. He said it's already being automated on Adobe sites. It's auto detects fake profile photos, fake names, very powerful. That's what I was saying, but that stuff is more towards SOC analysis. Like those are like the beginner careers. But it can never get deeper than that because no way AI the people are gonna trust AI with that. That's like trusting AI to be your doctor. Like you just can't do that. At some point it could get there, but that definitely isn't gonna happen in our time of being alive. Like so there's still going to be cybersecurity rules, especially way more across the line compared to anything tech. And compared to anything, because they're even trying to add AI or like robots into like warehouses now. So it's like AI is coming, bro. AI is coming, or like I guess robots are coming, but I don't think it's gonna be as like it's gonna be big at some point, but it's not gonna be as big yet. And then also too, I just don't see it getting to that point, like overtaking cyber. That ain't happening, not yet, not yet. You said maybe in the 22nd century, but oh yeah, y'all. I am gonna be signing off. My bad. I love these topics. It keeps me yapping. I gotta go though. I gotta go get some food. And I gotta get dressed. But I'll be catching you on the next one. Deuces. Love y'all. Y'all have been amazing, and thank you for tuning in for this stream. Deuces.